So, I want to talk a little bit about my dad, and I was just asking him this question about if you hadn't become an electrical engineer, what would you have done? And for him, he got very emotional, and it was to him, inconceivable that he could have ever done anything else. And he started talking about the Vietnam War and how men in his generation were drafted to fight the war in Vietnam. And so then I said, okay, would you have joined the army? Would you have fled to Canada? And he just got very, very upset about it. And, he tried to make it sound like there was no other way that he could have chosen, that there was no other direction he could have gone in. And when I asked my mom, the same question, what would you have done if you hadn't gone into mathematics? She was able to come up with an answer that made sense. And so I'm like, well, is it really true that some people can't conceive of there being an alternate version of themselves who made different choices? To me, that just seems really weird because there's always alternate versions of you who have made different choices. And it just seems strange to me that somebody wouldn't believe that that would be a thing that could happen. Like, is there some missing part of the brain where you can't conceive of a you who makes a different choice? I mean, honestly, I think it's really kind of unusual, actually. And for most of my friends, I'm sure you all can conceive of yourself having made different choices. And so then you would have a completely different life. And there's this old show that I watched called Dark Shadows where people were sent to an alternate universe where people had made different choices. So then they were living completely different lives, which to me makes a lot of sense. But I guess if somebody somehow doesn't believe in that, then it doesn't make a lot of sense. So if you're trying to get into the headspace of somebody who can only see things one way, like a linear path, and not alternatives to that, it's just really weird. But again, if you're watching my content, you already know that an alternate version of you is a possibility. And so you can take concrete steps to get where you want to go. They're not inevitable. You get there based on the decisions that you make, like the decisions that you make right now in the moment of choosing to just do something, of choosing to make a decision.